money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Friday. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard live downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Great guest to begin this hour as we head out to the Progressive Guest Line. He is the former president of the Miami Marlins and host of the Nothing Personal podcast with David Samson. Good afternoon, David. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
My pleasure. How are you doing?
Doing really well. I'll begin with a straight-up baseball question for this year and how bad it's trending for the Colorado Rockies. Their updated win total from a betting standpoint is 39.5 wins in the regular season. Do you see this team getting to 40 wins on the year?
So 40 wins would get you, under my great college-level math, 122 losses, which would be one more loss than the Chicago White Sox suffered last year, which would set the record. But they're currently on pace, I believe, to lose 269 games. So they'd have to play so much better to win 40 games. I don't think it's possible.
They're 9-47. They have to come up with 31 more wins, Pauly.
Yeah, I know.
I think David's right.
Yeah.
All-time embarrassment here.
Listen, do you know how hard it is to lose that many games? Think about if there were a team right now, 44-9. Think about it the other way. We'd be saying this is the greatest team in the history of team sports. It's not happened. The most is 116 with the Mariners way back in the 90s. But let me tell you, it's as hard to lose this much as it is to win this much.
Yes.
Yeah, well said.
Yes. So the attendance isn't terrible, which is surprising. But I know you went through this in Miami, but not to this extent. But how difficult is it to sell a 3 or 4 year rebuild?
Well, it's funny. The Rockies, have like the 20th highest payroll. It's not that they don't spend money. They just don't spend it right.
Okay.
And so you can't legislate against incompetence. But Coors Field happens to be an amazing place to watch a game. And God bless those guys in Denver. They go to games and they have fun. They stop at the cannabis stores on the way and they enjoy a baseball game. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But it's a beautiful place to play, and they're drawing people. There's no question about that. Are you asking, will there come a time when Coors Field will look like Marlins Park? And I'm saying that because I'm self-deprecating. But no, I think that Coors Field is a place where you will always draw fans. But the owners aren't trying to lose. It's not like they've got a payroll like the Marlins or the Pirates. They've got a real payroll. They just have terrible players.
You said this week, and it had a lot of traction to it, that basically a lockout is going to happen in, 2027? Why are you so strong on that, David?
Well, because the collective bargaining agreement runs out at the end of 2026, and I do not see an avenue right now for there to be an agreement before this current agreement ends. I don't see an extension coming. I don't see the owners getting together with players to do something early. And strategically speaking, once a collective bargaining agreement runs out, the owners will lock out the players like they did just a couple years ago. So to me, it's a guarantee there'll be a lockout. The question is how long, and I think this one could be longer than the one of a few years ago.
No way. Oh my God.
Well, listen, there's a lot of economic issues. If you think about, forget team performance. Just look at the disparity in payrolls between, just say, the Dodgers and the Marlins, and you realize that you have to do something to tighten the belts between the highest and lowest payroll, the way teams do when there's a salary cap and salary floor. If you look at the NFL, by the way, and the NBA and the NHL, there's not as big a difference between the lowest payroll and the highest payroll the way there is in baseball.
I, for one, believe the Dodgers are good for baseball, though, right? What's bad for baseball are the teams that you talked about, the Pirates and the Marlins. Would you agree with that?
Well, listen, though, no, and here's why. Because every year you're going to have bad teams, so that's not the end of the world. If you look at last year's playoffs, there were a bunch of low payroll teams that made the playoffs. And so really what you're saying is what's not good for baseball are teams that stink. And the truth is that every year there's bad teams. Sometimes teams with high payrolls don't do well. Sometimes teams with low payrolls do very well. So every year if you think about this stat, every year the league's going to be 500. Every year.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of how it gets allocated. And once in a while you get outliers like the Rockies are this year. But we thought the Dodgers would win 194 games before the season started. And then they won the first 2 in Japan. And everyone said, oh, my God, they're definitely going undefeated. They may not even win 100 games this year.
Well, here's the sad part to me is that, again, I'll bring up the Pirates already, right? David, talks are, well, I should say rumors out there. Paul Skeens, when is he going to ask out of Pittsburgh? I would put a lot of money on him not finishing his career in Pittsburgh and more than likely not signing like a second contract with that team.
Well, there are very few players, again, and I just want to push back for a second. How many players play with one team their whole career?
Not a lot.
Very, very
not a lot,
few.
but his career might be over in Pittsburgh before you know it, like very soon.
Well, it happens. I mean, listen, there's very few teams who can re-sign a pitcher because it's not smart. When you sign a long-term deal, the odds are you're going to get it wrong with a pitcher. And so getting Paul Skeens to sign away his free agent years is likely not going to happen. And you have to look at what percentage of payroll your players are, because look at the LA Angels. They had Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, 2 of the top 5 players in baseball. They couldn't win a playoff game. Not one. They couldn't play a playoff game, forget win one. And so it's not like basketball where you can put together, a big 3 and win games or guarantee playing in the playoffs. Baseball, you need a team. And if Paul Skeens is on a bad team, they're not going to win. You're going to be happy every 5 days, but you're not going to play in October. So if you can move out Paul Skeens and get 4 or 5 players, let's look at a deal right now. Look at what the Nationals did with Juan Soto. Yeah. Traded him to San Diego, and my God, did they get 3 pieces that are better than having just one Juan Soto. They did great, and the Nationals are going to now get an open window of being competitive and maybe even playing in October over the next 2 to 3 years, and that's how you're supposed to run a team.
One of my favorite guests, David Samson, great podcast, former executive in MLB and CBS Sports as well. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. Who wins the Stanley Cup?
So I'm all for dynasties. I want Connor McDavid to have a cup because that's cool. However, if the Panthers win, and I was in Miami running the Marlins when LeBron won 2 titles and went to the finals 4 straight years, and that's the only dynasty I saw in Florida because they're hard to come by. But think about this. If the Panthers win the cup, 2nd in a row, been in the Stanley Cup 3 straight years, I think you got to start calling that a dynasty, the beginning of a dynasty, if not the middle of one. So I'm sort of rooting for the dynasty to happen, and I love their team. And I guess I'm going to say I'm rooting for the Panthers, but I won't be despondent if Connor McDavid gets the Stanley Cup.
Well said. Okay. How do the locals take to hockey and the Panthers?
Well, it's when I lived in Miami, the Panthers were nothing. We nicknamed that a hash mark because no one watched them. You had to pay people to go to games. You had to pay companies to sponsor them. And then Vinny Viola bought the team, brought in Matthew Caldwell as the president of the team, started making better personnel decisions, and now they are the toast of the town. Now, you're comparing it to the Dolphins who stink, the Marlins who stink, and the Heat who put the M in mediocre. So this is a great opportunity for the Panthers to do what they're doing, but it's working out there in Sunrise in the swamps of the Everglades. They're selling out. People are excited about it, and they're no longer nicknamed the hash mark.
Awesome. What's the best show on TV, in your opinion?
I just watched the finale of a show called Your Friends and Neighbors.
Yes.
Season 1. It's on Apple TV+. It just finished its first season with John Hamm, and I got to tell you, it's so good because just when you think you're living in the quiet suburbs of Henderson, all of a sudden you realize there's a bunch of crazies around you, some of whom may have guns, some of whom may be stealing stuff, some of whom are likely having sex with other people. All of this is going on as they're at the country club playing 18 on a random Wednesday, and I'm here for it.
That's it. That's the show. There you go.
Have you watched Mission Impossible yet?
No, so I will. I don't love going to theaters anymore. Isn't that sad?
Oh.
I wait for movies to stream, but I do need to see Mission Impossible on the big screen. I will, and I love the fact that Tom Cruise, as a Scientologist, somehow is aging backwards like Benjamin Button.
No kidding.
Because I don't know that a 60-year-old should be doing the stunts he does. But guess what? I'm going to be 60 in 3 years. I'm in. I love Tom Cruise. He's a true movie star and an action star. And apparently he left on a very high note, this franchise of Mission Impossible. And you got to tip your cap, not to the craziness of what he believes in and sort of the craziness of Scientology, but as an actor and action star, my God, has he done it.
David, about a minute left here. I've been told to watch Dune 1 and 2. I've never seen it. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I guess that Chalamet is outstanding in it. Of course, he was at the Knicks game again last night with, Jenner. Is it that good? Dune 1 and 2 are that outstanding you have to watch?
Listen, here's the bottom line. You won't know what the heck's going on. I'm a pretty smart guy. I didn't understand one thing in those two movies. I watched them both. I watched one and then years later watched two. Then I watched one again because I thought I was a moron. I couldn't understand it. Didn't follow the story. Now, everyone looked good. It seems pretty cool. But to this day, I will tell you, I have no idea what the plot was. But it was fun to look at.
Okay, that's fair enough. There you go. Catch the podcast called Nothing Personal with David Samson, of course, former president with the Miami Marlins as well. Thank you, sir. Love talking to you. We appreciate that. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
There you go. He was on the Progressive Guest Line.
There's a great explanation on your friends and neighbors. I mean, you are hooked immediately at that show.
All right. We are going in fresh to American League Awards with blind resume and the teams we're betting for most wins in May. Next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, full boat today, Major League Baseball. One game in the books as the Reds, no problems at all, going to Wrigley and defeating the Cubs today. Final score there was 6-2. And right now they did bump up this game because of weather in the Baltimore area. Top of the fourth, White Sox and the Orioles, no score between these two clubs. And then a little bit later on, you have the Brewers and the Phillies. And then the full slate begins tonight. Did you end up betting any team to win the most amount of games in the month of June?
I did not.
You did not?
Nope. I don't mind the Tigers. Depends what price you got.
Well, guess what they're down to right now?
Now, how big?
At last check, Tigers at Caesars plus 350.
Oh, my God. And they opened 16?
The first number I saw was 16-1.
Are you aware that the Orioles are on pace to lose 106 games?
I knew it was over 100, but I didn't. Technically, that number is 106, huh?
Yeah.
They won 101 2 years ago. They were the 1 seed.
They were a game and a half up on the White Sox. That's how bad it's been. I mean, who saw this coming?
And by the way,
It's ridiculous.
Now are they trending like, is this going to be who they turn back into? Was that their small window the last 2 years? Because they still have all that young talent, but do you know what they're going to have to do with the pitching staff? I mean, it's just, how do you...
Yeah.
They're going to have to put together a brand new staff like beginning next year.
Yeah.
So here's what I did. I pondered a bunch of teams for most wins. Tigers certainly was one of them, but I waffled and I waited until I saw the number at Circa to pop, and it was 5-1 on the opener. I'm like, well, that's a little bit too late now to bet it because it moved in at Caesars as well. They only play 26 games, but they have a great path. I also looked at the Giants. The Cardinals, I think, have a decent path, and they play 28 games. Tigers only play 26, so watch out for that. I looked at the Cubbies. The Dodgers are 8-1. They play 27 games, 15 at home. But it does start off tough. They get the Yankees, of course, this weekend. That trickles into June. They get the Mets, 3 at St. Louis, 3 at San Diego, 3 at the Giants, 4 then against San Diego. And then they close out with a nice path of the Nationals, Rockies, and the Royals. But I looked at when those pitchers are going to be coming back. It's not this month, or not like to begin the month anyway, so I couldn't pull the trigger on the Dodgers 8-1. I went a little boring with the New York Yankees at plus 550.
Don't hate it. It's pitching's no joke.
27 games in the month of June, 16 at home. Again, they get the Red Sox 6 times. You explain the Red Sox to me. They get the Angels for 4.
Well, 6 and 15 in one-run games. That's a big one.
Yeah, think about this. The Angels for 4. Trout's back today, but who knows? He might be gone and out of the lineup again by the time they play the Yankees. They get the Orioles. They get the Reds. Okay. And they get the A's. Amongst the teams that they're playing, A's have turned into the bottom feeders of the league along with the Rockies on this current stretch.
Yep.
So I had to do it. I also overthought it. I'm pissed at myself for missing the best numbers, and I thought, you know what? The path really exists for the Yankees to have a great June, so I went plus 550 on the Yankees.
Okay. And someone told you to high on Dune.
Oh, I had multiple people.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And last night, by the way, in fact, because the game was on and he's sitting there courtside with Jenner, and they're like, you've never seen Dune 1, 2? I'm like, I know nothing about them.
Looks good. Not a ringing endorsement from Samson. Which
Not at all, I would say.
It kind of reminds me of Inception with how he's like, remember Mike Baum walked out. I was lost. I didn't know. I gave up, he said.
That's what.
But I loved Inception, but I don't know.
Wait, so you've never seen Dune 1 or 2?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't either.
All right. I figured so I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Why is the Star Wars connection?
I thought it was isn't it a Star Wars like thing? I thought it was a Star Wars thing, a knockoff of Star Wars or something. I have no idea. That's what I was told.
I thought they fought in the desert or something.
That
doesn't look like. Okay.
So whatever. It's all beyond me.
That's also, I don't know. I can't name 3 things that kid's in anyway.
I don't think I've ever.
Dune, Bob Dylan, and that's it.
Yeah, I've never seen him in anything.
Honestly,
until now, I know he did College Game Day last year and he was awesome on that. Until now, like this whole Knicks thing, he could have walked into Circa, sat down, and waved at us. I would have been like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah. All these white kids look alike. I mean, he looks like that Eddie guy. That Eddie Red, whatever his name is, the other actor. I don't know.
Okay. Let's do a little blind resume here for American League Cy Young. Pauly and I are both going to go in fresh here to see if we can find a bet on a guy in this market. Okay, pitcher number 1, 4 wins, 2 losses. The ERA is 2.42 over 63 innings.
Yeah.
62 Ks. The whip is sub 1. 8.8 Ks per 9 and a 156 ERA plus. I am not up to date. I don't have these numbers memorized at all. I don't know who it is. Do you?
Is it Hunter Brown? Unveil. Oh, it's DeGrom.
DeGrom, 12-1.
Oh.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
I'm a little leery about betting Jacob DeGrom just because of, the biggest question mark possible. Is he going to stay healthy for the full year?
Uh-huh.
And I clearly love the guy. He's absolutely phenomenal, but is 12-1 worth a bet based on his current numbers, what you would project him for, and if he stays healthy for a full year?
Well, then looking at the ESPN article, no way. He's not even listed.
He's not?
No.
Oh.
They said, who are your MVPs and Cy Young Award winners? And he's not even on there. Not giving him any credit.
Okay.
That's a bit of a surprise.
Let's go pitcher number 2. 4-4 with the record. 2.04 with the ERA. Phenomenal. 79 innings pitched. 89 Ks. 1.06 with the whip. 10.7 Ks per 9. And a 2.02 ERA plus. I feel like I should know who that is with a 2.04 ERA and that many strikeouts. And I'm blanking on it. Is that Hunter Brown, actually, Pauly?
Unveil. Oh, it's Crochet.
Crochet. Looked like a righty with the silhouette.
Yeah. I couldn't tell with the silhouette either. Yep.
Oh, those are outstanding numbers.
Yep.
He's got a 2.04 ERA. Didn't realize it was that low.
Oh, yeah. He's on that stretch, which like 2 or fewer allowed.
5-1?
Yep.
Here on May 30th?
Not bad. The ESPN has him number 5.
Okay.
Number 5.
Let's continue before I make up my mind on Garrett Crochet here. I'm punting on DeGrom for now. All right, pitcher number 3. 5-2, 1.45 with the ERA. 70 Ks. I was going to say this is scoopable, but it can't be because it's only 70 strikeouts. 1.01 whip, 2.82 ERA plus, 9.2 Ks per 9. Is that who he's taking on tomorrow? Is that Bubic?
Oh,
it is.
And look at that right now. That's ESPN's Cy Young guy.
Okay, so I bet him this morning at 40-1.
There you go.
Look at those numbers.
His emergence hasn't exactly come out of nowhere, but he has validated anyone who pegged him as a breakout player. He shaped and reshaped his arsenal during his career, interrupted by elbow surgery and rehab. Aggressive in the zone, succeeded doing that without top-shelf velocity. He probably won't finish with a 1.45, but still, he's the top of the leaderboard with what he's doing, ESPN.com.
Oh, those are phenomenal numbers. What's fair to say about tomorrow? he can't win the Cy Young against Skubal. Can he lose it? Because what if Skubal goes 7 strong, 1 run, 10 Ks, and this guy gives up 6 earned?
Yeah.
Is that going to be it?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's only, it's the end of May that we're talking about here, but people will remember that. And then you got to overcome that and defeat Skubal anyway. All right, the next guy is 7-0 with a 1.29 ERA, 67 strikeouts, 8.6 Ks per 9, a 3.05 ERA plus.
This is Max.
That's Max Fried.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going tonight, I agree with the Yankees being favored.
Plus 450, Pauly.
Yeah.
Would you rather have him or Crochet?
Well, I'd rather have Max. Yeah.
Okay.
It's New York and best, what their record's at. Can he beat the Dodgers? And, Red Sox will be out of sight, out of mind.
He's got, so that's at least.
Keep losing games.
I got to say that we've had 3 awesome candidates so far. DeGrom also very good, but I have questions. Okay, do we have one more here? I think we have one more guy. All right, 4-3 with a 1.56, 73 Ks, 0.808 WHIP, 9.5 Ks per 9. That has to be Skubal, but again, it looks like a righty, does
That's
it not?
That's Eovaldi.
Is it Eovaldi? Yeah.
Wow.
12 to 1.
Yep, and he is tied with Fried, ESPN.com. Bubic, Fried, Eovaldi, Skubal with their rankings.
The 1.56 ERA, huh? And again, 12 to 1. He said he felt great. It was only like a temporary thing why he had to leave the game the other day after 2 innings. I think he can sustain that for the full year, by the way, if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
I think that guy's that good.
Sure. Good job, guys. That's fun. Edge Boost, first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet, code FTM. Deposit 25, Edge Boost will match it, edgeboost.bet. Don't pay those outrageous fees. You go over your limit, don't wait on that wire. Edgeboost.bet.
So we didn't even give you Skubal because his numbers are awesome. And you're going to, by the way, all those guys have to overcome him. But here's one of the reasons why I bet Bubic. I'll flip it. What if he is unbelievable tomorrow and does the exact opposite of what I just said? He beats Skubal, goes 7 innings, strikes out 8, 2 hits, 1 run. That's it. I got 40 to 1 at Westgate today, 30 to 1. That number will vanish tomorrow after the game.
Yep.
So that's the gamble that I'm taking here today.
Good job. I have an update, by the way, on the playoff from the Big 12 commissioner.
Okay. Is it good or bad? Oh, with your look on your face? Okay. And Real or Fugazi coming up as well.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard are here to make you a friend of ours.
That would mean you were made guy.
Investigating what is and isn't legit.
That's a Fugazi. All right? That's a Fugazi. I looked at it for 2 seconds.
Seeing through the lines to make you a better.
I know you know. And I know you know I know you know.
The FTM Army is being sent for.
In our thing, you get sent for, you go in alive, you come out dead. And it's your best friend that does.
These 2 wise guys would never steer you wrong.
Forget about it.
This is Real or Fugazi on Follow the Money.
Oh, beautiful. Love it. Before we get to that, the update. Brent Yormark, Big 12 Commissioner. We just had a great interview. You can listen to the podcast with Pat Forty. He's been awesome on this all week at the meetings in Sports Illustrated. I think there's real momentum for 5-11. 5 automatic bids, 11 at large. The public's voting yes, which I think is important. Yes, the Big Ten and SEC are leading the discussions, but they have a great responsibility that goes with it to do what's right for college football and not to do anything that just benefits 2 conferences. He repeated that again today. I have faith, and I think we'll land in the right place. We have until December to figure it out. Asked why the Big 12 would be against a model that would guarantee 2 playoff spots? In talking to our ADs and coaches, we want to earn it on the field. How good is this guy? That's the real answer. The 5-11 might not be ideal for the conference, but it's good for college football, and it's what's fair. We don't want any gimmies. We want to earn it on the field. I'm comfortable that way.
Okay, who's this guy again?
He's the Big 12 commissioner.
Oh yeah, he's the Big 12 guy. No,
Big
you're
12.
not. You're not going to hear Big 10 and SEC guys say we want to earn it on the field.
Okay, this is Dillingham, Arizona State coach, about the 5 automatic spots. This is great. Every year's a new year. You never know who's going to be good, especially with the volatility with the portal. So anything that creates an open platform for teams like our guys last year to prove they belong, I'm in support of. Our coaches in our league just want the best teams, whoever those are in college football. Let us go out and compete. Sonny Dykes. I think this guaranteed bid stuff's ridiculous. That's not how it works in the NFL. The AFC West gets 4, the NFC North gets 2. That doesn't add up. It's not good for the sport. It's not good for the fans. It's not good for the game.
Well, that's common sense talking.
Yeah. But I'm glad they said it again, and I'm glad they came out with that, but it wasn't by design, the joint press conferences, what they did last week. Okay, good. In light of what happened the other day with the Washington Capitals, did you see this?
I did not.
An email was sent to season ticket holders calling Ovechkin's upcoming season his last. It was a mistake sent by someone in the corporate office. Then he had to come out and address it. You should never be penalized at work for a mistake due to a technical error. You reply all to an email at work. You send a text to the wrong person. Is that real or fugazi?
Well, that's fugazi because I need to know more about what this person's going to be sending. Are you dropping F-bombs? Are you using words that you absolutely should not be wearing? Are you sexting somebody?
Okay.
Oops, that's an accident. That sounds like an accidental text on purpose.
Okay.
I've done that before, and I had to pay the price. Not that part.
Oh.
But my former program director in San Francisco, I sent him a text thinking it was Lorraine. Little racy. Yep.
Oh, no.
Moments later, he filed that one away. That month, he gave me the Employee of the Month just so he could embarrass the living daylights out of me in front of every other employee. He put it up on the big projection. He had a big setup to it, a big to-do, and I did not get in trouble, but he just wanted to make it a point to, embarrass me at all costs. And he did.
Yeah?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it coming either.
Yeah. You remember you got me good? I was dating that Playboy girl, and I think I was 28, and I said, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? And I sent it to you. And you read it on the air?
I read it on the air, yeah. Yeah.
I look down. I'm watching the Vikings game. I go, oh, Christ, I sent it to the wrong guy. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you didn't say anything.
No.
But you sat on it for weeks. And you got,
I think that's the proper move then. That's when the sabotage really comes back to feel good.
That was good. I know. FTM at vsin.com. You can tweet at us as well. Maybe you text the wrong person, something racy, or also something with work email. Reply all could be. This is heating up already. Durant to the Wolves is a game changer. Good for the league and great for the Timberwolves. Is that real or fugazi?
Well, that would be real. Get him out of Phoenix.
I had no idea, absolutely. This was actually close to happening at the deadline. I had no idea.
Well, that part I did not know.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
For what? Did they say?
I didn't hear that. I didn't get into that.
Do we have a package here that would work?
Yeah.
As long as that would include shipping Rudy Gobert out of Minnesota.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
But and I say that because actually that would be a big loss defensively for the team. But you have to get the contracts matched up, right? Unless you would have to do a sign and trade then with one of the right. You'd have to sign somebody else to a big deal.
Yeah.
Who else is it going to be that's involved? I'd get rid of Randall tomorrow probably for him.
Yeah.
But I think that's the kind of move.
They need an alpha, as it's described at. They need
for Minnesota to stay at this level, meaning Western Conference Finals, although they've been blasted the last 2 years, they need to make a trade like that.
Just to know you have it in your back pocket. Uh-oh. Shot clock winding down. I got nothing. Oh, hot potato. And then Durant could get you a good look and bail you out.
Right, he's always got a good look. I mean,
yeah, okay. Jail time or a huge fine if you don't pick up after your pet? Real or fugazi?
Automatic, yes.
How does this continue to happen? Every time I go to the park, it's everywhere.
It's so shameful.
I
don't even know how I would react if I saw it happen in real time.
Yeah.
I'd probably go crazy and
it's
start
probably
yelling at the person.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like this. You see Bigfoot, like you can't believe it. It's like once when I saw a person not tip the valet driver. I go, that just happened? I didn't know you could do that. They're providing a service here.
I'll give you
one.
one.
But to see someone, and it was... You just okay. I'm gonna call. How do you look at that and say, oh, okay, I'm called good? Jordan actually did a double on me once, but I realized I don't have my bag because he went again. Yeah. I reached in my pocket and used money. I mean, I'm just not gonna let that. And I'm glad there's a lot of places that will fine you if that happens.
You should be. And by the way, sometimes it doesn't matter. I've lived all over Las Vegas, so it doesn't matter where you're at. It looks like, are they walking elephants around here? Like, it's like, come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You have to have a 300-pound dog for it to be that much, and you're just going to let it go on the sidewalk? This happened to me one time where I was completely stunned. To your point, went to the bathroom at a fast food, I'm not going to name names, fast food joint.
Oh, no.
An employee walks out of the stall.
Poppy.
Oh, yeah. Right out of the bathroom. I'm like, okay, that'll do it for me here. See you later. I've never been back to that place ever.
Yeah, okay. You were out when I asked this to Mike Palm. I want to get your thoughts on this. Michael Jordan will be great on NBC as a contributor. Real or Fugazi?
Can I wait on that one? I need to see it and hear it first. Because if he wants to be, he could be all-time good.
Damn right. Why wouldn't he tell the truth and be an assassin?
I hope that's what he's going to be. I want, because he can be like, he could be Charles Barkley. He could have been what Kobe Bryant was going to be, obviously. I think Kobe was going to be the nuts.
Yeah,
if he's going to be that guy, then yes, absolutely sign me up. I can't wait. I hope he's on like 3 times a week or whatever, how often as possible.
Yeah.
The amount of stories, the old school mentality that he has, he's going to be calling players out. He'll never be satisfied with anything. Yeah, he should be awesome.
All right, I got the comparison for this too. You don't like sports if you don't care about the NBA, the upcoming NBA and NHL finals. Real or Fugazi?
Yeah, you're a Fugazi sports fan.
Right.
So that part's real. Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what this, because that's what, 2 small markets, whatever. OKC is 80-18. I mean, think about that, what they're doing, and like the 4th team ever to have 80 wins going into the finals. And then you have the rematch in the NHL. You know what this is? This is 20 years ago. Well, if Tiger and Phil aren't in it, I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
Yep.
Do you like golf or not?
And people up until a couple years ago, when Tiger would miss a tournament or he's not going to be playing in a major, Tiger's not in, I can't watch. Then you're not paying attention here. And also, you're forgetting to give credit to Tiger because, again, he's responsible for how good the field is today.
Uh-huh.
Right? Mm-hmm. The field was not even close to what it was back when he played. But everybody realized, oh my God, he's my hero. I want to be what he is. And so all these young kids across the world started to golf and pick up a golf club, and because they wanted to be Tiger Woods, and that's what they tried to turn into. So as a result, this game has taken off and gotten so much better over the last 20 years, and yet people are like, nah, I can't watch if he's not in it.
Yeah.
What, are you not going to watch the NBA when LeBron retires?
Yeah. That's a good angle from David Samson, too. You have Florida going back-to-back, or you have McDavid/Canada trying to end the drought. This is good. It's big time.
Yeah, the whole TV ratings thing just always, it's bizarre to me.
About why people care so much? To point it out, like try to get there first?
Right. It's like, it's not the Lakers and Celtics. It's Oklahoma City and Indiana. Who really cares? Well, if you actually paid attention and watched those teams throughout the year, if that's going to be the NBA Finals, then the matchup's going to be outstanding. Mm-hmm. So.
All right. Good job, guys. Still nothing in Baltimore. Bottom of the 5th. Surprising.
Cold weather today.
Yeah.
All right, follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll get into a plethora of props that we have tonight. He has crushed tonight's opposing pitcher in his career to the tune of 4 home runs, a batting average north of 500. Find out who it is next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I'll look at some props tonight across the board. Major League Baseball. Touch on this a little bit earlier, but before the break, I told you about a guy who is batting .538 in his career against tonight's opposing pitcher with 4 home runs. It's Matt Olson, 7 hits and 13 at-bats. Yeah. With those 4 bombs, he is around 3-1, or maybe even a little bit higher than that to go yard tonight. Couple of other guys here, Pauly. Jose Ramirez in his career against Jose Soriano, although Soriano is a great sinker ball pitcher. 3 home runs and 10 at-bats. Ramirez, 5-1 or plus 550 to hit home run tonight. And Corbin Carroll is the guy that I looked at. Jake Irvin is very, shall I say, home run friendly. He has allowed 10 so far on the year, and Carroll's having this outstanding season in his career against Irvin. He is 4 of 10 with 2 bombs. The price on him is about 3-1 or a little bit better than that as well. So nothing great there. Ramirez is a nice number, but against and he had that monster game against Soriano earlier this year. But in general, Soriano's a tough guy to go yard off of.
Okay. As always, you can decide how you want to do this and how you want to play it, but we'll tell you who's hot and who does well against the starting pitcher. Perez against Mize, 12 of 30, 430 average, and he's had some extra base hits. Yep. Benson, 5 of 13. That already went, my fault. Grisham, 7 of 15 against Gosselin. Yelich is hitting 400 with 3 bombs in his last 6 games. Ernie Clement owns lefties. He was awesome last night, also hit a home run. He's going against a lefty tonight. And if you want to fade someone, Soto is on a 1 for 16 drought and 7 for his last 56. Yikes.
Yeah, that's awful.
Who's hot, who's not, some picks to click there.
Now, how about yesterday? Vlad went deep, so his total base prop that we talked about got there was a very respectable number to bet yesterday. And his active on-base streak is now at 29 games. Do you want to go back to the well with him again today?
Yeah, he's locked in, yeah.
The total bases, I think?
Yeah.
Or hits, runs, and RBIs combined?
I'm fine with that, yes.
Jose Ramirez, again, active on-base streak is at 23. Check that, 25. Wilmer Flores is at 16. Cody Clemens at 16, along with Ronald Acuna dating back to last year. Here's one to keep in mind. Active extra base hit streaks for the total bases. Miguel Vargas is at 5. Colt Keith, the same, and James Wood.
There it is.
That's the guy you want to be on again tonight.
5 in a row. Extra base hit and an RBI. Yes. That's another good one.
I'm on Zebby Matthews K-Prop tonight. And got there. It took a lot, by the way, for Mackenzie Gore to go over 7.5 last night. He had to strike out the side in the 6th, which is what he did. And then he reached his pitch limit. They took him out the next inning. So we got to 8. That was a winner. So the Mariners take on Matthews again, who's been a high strike, good prospect, strong prospect, in fact, high strikeout kind of guy. He's gone over in his start so far this year at lower numbers. I bet over 5.5 last night at plus money. Wasn't available at many books, so I put a little on it then. Today, came back, bet it again over at minus 105. He was a guy I was considering for ladder bets again tonight. The Mariners are striking out quite a bit here lately, and this guy has the potential to strike out 8, 9, 10 guys, I think, whenever he takes the mound. So going to go to war with him. Some Game 6 player props for the Pacers and the Knicks. Great write-up from Dan Karpuk at vsin.com. He's going to go back with Cat, over 33.5 points and rebounds. He had 24 and 13 last night, and he did not look impacted from an injury at all in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 4th time in 5 games in this series. He's gone over 33.5, and he's averaging 25.4 points and 11.8 rebounds per game. Let me give you this on Halliburton. You have him most assists in the series. Dan wrote about going over 9.5 assists again. Halliburton has cleared that number in 3 of the 5 games in this series. 11, 7, 15, and 6 are the total so far. And in those 2 games where he came up short, the potential was at 13 and 10 assists in game 3 and 5. In his best game, he racked up 20 and 24 potential dimes. And as Dan writes, showing he still has the ability of upside when teammates are converting. So he's going to go back and bet over 9.5 at minus 130. Expecting a bounce back there. Mm-hmm. Are you looking at
Brunson, 31.5 points. I think he continues to cook offensively. Yeah, I know. Turnovers went over. That went over again.
Yeah.
He had 4. So that's what he's averaging in the put up a 2.5 again. I go over that as well.
Don't you think with the matchup, the Cat's a guy you got to keep attacking here?
Yeah.
They don't have an answer for him.
No, I know. How about Hart?
Over with the rebounds?
Double, over rebounds. How do you want to? I don't mind that, but I can't. I have no feel now for Toppin, McConnell, Neesmith, how those guys are going to do it. Because you don't know what's he do with Turner. How much run does Toppin get? I know McConnell was doing so well, and then he knows what's he doing. By the way, he hits a shot and he's going to Chalamet. Did you see that?
Yeah, oh yes, yes.
Oh my God, get focused. Who cares?
How much of a hardcore, diehard fan do you think Ben Stiller really is?
Oh, I think he's been in it for a long time.
Yeah, but do you think like he loses sleep at night when the team loses, like Paul Bovey, our buddy?
Losses linger. I think they're hardcore. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think he's a fan. I think they're close. They can taste it. It's been since 1999. They go to a lot of games. Is he up at night if they lose? I think a loss would sting. Would stay with them if they lose tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. So you have no. You said this earlier. You would consider or you would bet plus 330 if that number existed, which it doesn't. But
yeah, I think the Pacers take them out.
Okay, so you don't want plus 290 then, obviously. That's the best number that I can find. I did see plus 295 last night. Was hoping for 3-1, so I haven't bet it yet.
Yep.
Here's the reason why.
Matherin's 9.5. He had 20. That was a 20-1 shot that cashed last night.
Okay, that's okay. Let me finish that one thing real quick, and that is, if the Knicks win this game, I don't think the Pacers are going to go to the Garden and win Game 7. As for Matherin and the rest of these guys, I lost like the first 4 games betting props. First 3 games, so I just tapped out.
Mm-hmm.
I got it wrong every time with Matherin. I got it wrong big once with Toppin. I got it wrong with McConnell. I'm like, there are other things to bet on. So, don't know which game it's going to happen. Maybe if I just bet them every single game, that probably would have been profitable, but I didn't, and so, gave up.
Okay, WNBA, all tickets cash the same. This is obvious. But you would think Plum, with the revenge tonight against her former team, traded in the offseason. LA against Las Vegas. Aces laying 10.5. But Plum has been so good this year. The attempts are there from 3. She's averaging 4 makes per game and averaging more than 24 a game. I would think she wants to stick it to her former team. And
she said she did an interview here with some local reporters, no bad blood. I guess that's the right thing to say, but
yeah.
By the way, is 10.5 too many points for the Aces to be laying
I
here?
think that's another one too, right? But she's 23.5 at DraftKings with the points, and also 3.5 with the made threes.
Up to 3.5 now. Well, they have to bump it up at some point.
Yeah,
so.
well, yeah, because the attempts are there, and she's knocking them down. So you can bet 3+ minus 240. Ooh. But anything else in the WNBA?
No. I just thought that the Aces laying that number. By the way, they took money because I think the first number that I saw was 9.5, so 10.5 right now. I couldn't lay it with that team. Have you seen what their bench is like? They get absolutely nothing from the bench.
Really?
Ever.
Okay.
They'll get 4 points here, a couple of points here, like for the entire game. That's it. So if the starting 5, if they don't all go off in these games against really good teams, that means they have to win by, like the Sparks are a decent basketball team, right? And then she can say what she wants. There is a revenge angle here with Kelsey Plum.
Yep.
After playing here for an entire career until the offseason, getting dealt like that, you have to go out there and all 5 players have to just have their A game basically to cover a 10.5 point number. So I can't do it with them. I don't think the Aces are that. I don't think they're a championship team at all this year.
I'm with you. Yeah.
All right, so Guerrero, total bases over.
Yep.
I did Yelich over earlier today.
Yep.
Over 1.5 on the hot streak.
Ernie Clement. Got to play a little Ern. Rushes lefties.
Yep. And the home run props, boy, they're so low, but I'll give you this too. Highest home run rate for probable pitchers going later on today. Kyle Harrison for the Giants against the Marlins, only 9 innings pitched, but 1.93 home runs per 9. Giolito against the Braves, might be a little homer-friendly there for Atlanta tonight, 1.65 home runs per 9. And Grant Holmes goes in that same game, 1.53 home runs per 9. Holmes, Irvin, Pepio have allowed 10 dingers on the year. Seth Lugo, Eflin pitching right now. Jeffrey Springs, Sean Burke also pitching right now have allowed 9 home runs total. And there is still no score in that game in Baltimore in the 6th inning right now.
VSiN fans, how'd you like to play Circa Survivor or Circa Millions for free? Winner Circle Proxy giving away 1 free entry to each contest, plus full proxy service. You'll be paired with a VSiN host for strategy all season long. Enter now for your chance to win. Visit winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. Incredible giveaway. Get up there now.
Looky here. Playoff game tomorrow night. Got a miracle, kind of. Game 6, Pacers-Knicks, Stanley Cup final matchup is set. We'll kick around the current odds on all of it next here on VSiN.